Attendance check. Is everyone here? It's teacher Serin. I'm back with another life lessons video. Yas Queen deserve. Okay. It's been a while. I've actually been storing up a lot of life lessons recently just because I've really been like busy with a lot of stuff outside. You'd think it's kind of weird since I don't really have a job, but that I'm busy doing other stuff. But anyways, I'm not gonna be explaining why I've been busy, but I just wanna let you guys know I am back with another life lessons. This one is really something for me. I really like this topic because I'm gonna be talking about the secret to improvement or the secret to getting better. I don't know, whatever fits. But anyways, I've recently heard a saying that if you want to get better, you need to focus on just one thing. So do one thing for 7 days, and then after 7 days, gauge where you're at. Did you get better? After the 7 days, then if you did get better, you move on to doing something else to improve yourself. And then, if after 7 days you didn't get better, then spend another 7 days doing that same thing. So, I guess an example would be for video editing, since that is currently what I am doing. Probably like spend 7 days learning or getting better at masking. And then after 7 days, did I get better? If yes, I can probably focus on like transitions. If I didn't get better, then I'll continue to learn and practice masking. So, for those of you who aren't like video editors and have no idea what I just said, I'm sorry. But like that's my analogy for this one since video editing is what I have been doing and what I have been studying recently. So, it's really amazing how my entire life I've been a jack of all trades. It's kind of arrogant of me to say that, I guess, but like my whole life I've always just been at like the basic level of a lot of things. So if you ask me to like teach, like I can teach, but then since I'm not a special or a master of anything, like all I can really teach is just the basics. So it's not really saying that it's bad or anything, but like I have always wanted to like be great at something. I've been decently good at everything. Like if you tell me, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Can you help out doing this? Like, yes, I can because I know how, because I can do it to a decent amount, to a decent level rather. But like if you tell me, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? That's when I kind of like set boundaries or limitations because I can only do so much at that certain area you're assigning me to. The reason for this is because I've always been learning things like all together. I've never really like focused on one thing and wanted to improve on that particular part of this bigger thing, of this bigger skill. So, like hearing this, it really kind of made me think what are the things that I am doing, like what are my skills, and then how can I break them down into knowing what I can do for a week to improve on this certain skill or on this certain aspect of this skill so that I can gradually get better. Like right now, I haven't really written anything. I haven't really like broken down any of my skills yet. But looking forward, I will be doing this because I do want to get better at the skills or the things that I am currently doing. Like life lessons number 4, number 3, I'm sorry, I don't know. It would be the secret to improvement, focus on one thing at a time. I've always wanted to like get better at things, but I don't know, like after a week of doing something, it's always like I can't do it anymore. I don't know why, but it is certainly something that I need to work on. My mentors did tell me to at least like get 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a day of doing just this thing and then I'll get better. And then in hindsight, doing something for 10 to 15 minutes would be very short. It would be very easy. But somehow, I don't know if you guys can like understand or relate. Probably some of you are like me, where I do love doing this thing. I do really want to get better at it. But then, like, just taking the first step Probably not even the first step, but like doing what it takes to get better. Somehow it's hard to do. It's hard to start. It's hard to begin. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials because I wanted to get better at video editing. But then here I go, I'm like trying to edit, I'm trying to practice the things I'm learning. And then it's like I just get up in the morning and I'm like, do I really want to do this? Like I get up in the morning and I'm thinking to myself, man, why do I feel like I don't want to do this? So I don't know. It is really something for me to get better at. I am really planning on improving. And then, life lessons. You just need to focus on one thing to get better. Probably breaking it down to just one thing at a time instead of looking at the bigger picture. Instead of looking at video editing as a whole, instead of looking at this skill as a whole, you can probably just look at it as doing small exercises that help you get better in the long run. That will be the way I will be looking at it moving forward because I believe breaking it down, just looking at smaller things, just focusing on one thing really helps to like lighten the load. You don't need to look at so much, oh my gosh, I gotta do so much, I gotta do this, I need to focus, I need to spend this much time. But then if you're like just doing it in little increments, there are like so many inspiring quotes online on Facebook, Twitter, I guess, where they say 0.1% a day is better than 0% a day. And like yeah, it makes sense. Doing something in very small increments per day, you will really see the change in the long run. The bigger steps you take per day, the faster your progress. The smaller steps you take, the slower the progress. But at the end of the day, as long as you are making progress, like that's the main point. Get out of that slump, get out of that like dry season where you're like, what am I doing? Why do I feel like not doing anything at all? Just get up, do something, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't care. 15 minutes, do it for like 2 hours, 3 hours, you do you. As long as you're making progress, that's just it. That's really my life lesson for today. It's really just like a journal for me. I'm not really sure if I'm helping out any other people, but at the end of the day, that's my life lesson. Focus on one thing at a time. You'll get better. You'll get better in the long run. So that's it for me. Hello everyone, it's Serin from the future, and I just wanted to make this video. I'm currently here in the office, but I wanted to make this video because I wanted to update you guys on like the status of how I've been doing with my life lessons number 4. I've actually been handling some like youngsters, I don't know, teenagers, I don't know what to call them. I'm not that old, but they're 10 years younger than me or so. So I've been conducting some lessons on how to do some proper photography, camera angles, headspace, the rule of thirds, all those things. So I've been having some of my trainees take photos, and recently, actually just yesterday, I told one of my trainees to just focus on this one thing. I told her, for today, I just want you to take pictures with your subject in the center. Make sure the headspace is there. I don't want to see any rule of thirds. I don't want you putting your subject here on the left grid. I don't want you putting your subject here on the right grid. They need to always be here in the center. So I applied immediately what I've learned recently, which is to focus on just one thing at a time, focus on improving in one thing, in one aspect of a skill. So that's also what I applied to my trainees. I told them, okay, so what we're gonna be doing is you're gonna be focusing on just this one thing, putting your subject in the center. Usually if it's like in photography, you're taking photos and then you're like choosing, okay, this is what makes this photo good, this is what makes this photo, etc., etc., etc. But then I told my trainee to just focus on putting them in the center. And to my amazement, after like the service, when I grabbed my camera that I lended to my trainee, I was scrolling through the photos and I was like, wow, the improvement from 2 weeks ago when she was taking photos, and the improvement now when I told her to just center the subject, I was super amazed. And honestly, if it works for them, if it works for me, I'm sure it will work for you guys too. So I know it's been kind of a long like follow video, but I hope that you guys really stayed until the end, until this update. And yeah, go back to Seren with the outro. Or I'll probably do it myself. Live to inspire, live to make a difference, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.